All right, in this explainer, we're talking about something incredibly powerful. A force that can be your greatest champion or your absolute harshest critic. And here's the thing, it's not someone else. It's your own mind. And the crazy part is, you're the one who decides which it's going to be.
So let me ask you something. Who is your greatest ally? I mean, really. And on the flip side, who's your biggest adversary? Where do you even start to look for them? Out in the world? In other people?
Well, the ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita has this really surprising answer. It says that your greatest friend and your absolute worst enemy, they're not out there at all. In fact, they are one and the same, and they live right inside your own head.
Okay, so let's really get into this. How on earth can the same thing be both your best friend and your worst enemy? Well, it all boils down to two things: control and discipline.
There's this incredible verse in the Gita that just lays it all out. It says you, and only you, have to be the one to lift yourself up. See, your mind can be your ally, or it can be your foe. The choice? That's on you. The work? That's on you too.
So look at this. It really breaks down the two sides of the coin. On one hand, you've got your mind as your friend, your mitra. This is the mind that's guided by a higher intellect, right? It sees the world as one big family, that beautiful concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and it brings you peace and joy. But then there's the other side, the enemy, the shatru. This is the mind that's just run by wild emotions, jealousy, hate, and it's what creates a personal hell of misery right inside you. And the Gita gives us this fantastic analogy to help us understand. It says inside every single one of us, there's a Krishna. That's our higher wisdom, our inner guide. And there's also an Arjuna. That's our power to put in sincere, hard work. Now, when your effort, your Arjuna, starts listening to your higher intellect, your Krishna, that's when your mind becomes your best friend. Okay, so if we all have this amazing potential, why does our mind so often feel like the enemy? It's a great question. Let's dig into how we, accidentally end up making that inner foe even stronger. So, how does the mind turn into our enemy? Well, the idea is actually pretty simple, even if doing it is hard. It all comes down to what we're feeding it, the diet we put it on every single day. Yeah, just think of it like a mental diet. If you're constantly feeding your mind junk food, like, endless materialistic wants from wandering through malls, gossip, getting jealous over what other people have, or just sitting there dwelling on hate, you're literally feeding and strengthening that enemy inside. Every single negative thought is like a power-up for the wrong side. And here's the real kicker. Heaven and hell, they aren't places you go to later. Not at all. They are states of mind that you are creating for yourself right here, right now. It all depends on which side of your mind you're choosing to water and grow. Okay, so we know a negative diet makes an enemy. How do we do the opposite? How do we build up that friend? Well, you guessed it. It all starts by feeding our mind the right stuff. So here are 4 really practical ways to do that. First up, read good stuff. Spiritual texts, biographies of inspiring people, feed it wisdom. Second, find some way to practice devotion, whether that's visiting a temple or just quiet chanting like namasmarana. Third, and this one is huge, learn to be genuinely, truly happy when other people succeed, as if it happened to you. And fourth, you have to actively work on purifying your thoughts. Consciously choose the pure, selfless ones over the selfish ones. Now, we've been talking about feeding the mind with thoughts and ideas. But what about the actual food we eat? The food on our plates? It turns out there's this incredible connection, and I've got 2 amazing stories that show just how powerful it is. So check out this story about Mahatma Gandhi. He's in prison, right? And he starts noticing that his own mind is getting really agitated, full of negative thoughts. He thinks about it and traces it back to the food. It was being cooked by inmates who were really angry and resentful. And he had this incredible realization. Their negative energy was getting baked right into the food and then into him. So what did he do? Something so simple but so profound. He just switched to eating pure fruits to purify his mind. And this wasn't just some one-off idea. The great sage, Ramana Maharshi, he got this on such a deep level that he would actually spend most of his time in the kitchen of his ashram. Yeah, the kitchen. See, for him, it wasn't just about chopping vegetables. He was cooking in a state of deep, divine contemplation. He was sharing sacred teachings with everyone helping out. So the food itself got infused with all this purity. It basically became a vehicle for grace. And get this, devotees who ate that food actually felt a spiritual lift, just from eating. It's amazing proof of how much the cook's state of mind affects the food. So, all of this, the thoughts we think, the food we eat, it all leads to one single powerful conclusion. And it's a very personal one. And it's this. In the end, you have to be the one to lift yourself up. No one is coming to save you. No guru, no book, no teacher can do the heavy lifting for you. It is your responsibility and yours alone. You have to choose your thoughts. You have to put in the effort. You are your own savior. You know, think of all these teachings as a really good map. A map is fantastic, right? It shows you the way, but it can't walk the path for you. That journey, the one of building a pure, friendly mind, that's a journey you have to take yourself, one step at a time, one thought at a time.
And I just want to mention the amazing insights we've been talking about today are based on a discourse from Venkataramanagaru of the Vijnana Mitra YouTube channel. Just timeless wisdom that's so relevant for us today.
So I want to leave you with this one question to really think about. Now that you know you're building your greatest friend or your worst enemy with every single choice you make, what are you going to choose to feed your mind today?